Part of my Hobby Lobby yarn haul was this gorgeous hank of Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyes. And this is the first time I have seen hanks of yarn in one of the craft stores. Independent dyers sell it this way. Local yarn stores sell it this way, but I haven't seen it in a craft store, and I thought that I would do a quick video to let you know if you have not worked with these before, you need to do a little prep work before you start knitting. Because they sell cakes, they sell skeins, they sell all sorts of things that you can either rewind or knit with the way they come. This you need to rewind into a ball. So one of the ends is tucked into a loop, and it just really gently will unwind. And then here you have your skein of your hank of yarn is a great big loop. It is tied in, I think this one is tied in 4 places with little separate pieces of yarn. Very carefully find where the knot is and snip there so you don't cut your big continuous length of yarn. And then you are going to need to wind this into a ball because you don't want to knit from it like this. If you want to take it as a personal challenge, go for it. Don't let me stop you. But for the rest of us, we really need to wind it into a ball. When you cut these little I am sure that there is a technical name for these pieces that go around and hold it all together. When you cut those, you will find the end. It is early in the morning. So the traditional way, or one of the traditional ways to roll this into a ball is with a yarn swift, which is kind of an umbrella-y contraption. I haven't used mine in years, so it's a little tangled on itself. So you put your yarn around it like this, pull an end, and it will just spin and nicely feed the yarn to you as you wind your ball. I knit a fair amount of sock yarn. I got this from Knit Picks years ago when they first came out with a great big line of knitting accessories. It's one of the cheaper ones available. I want to say it was 20 bucks back a decade ago. These aren't terribly cheap. If you are only going to knit yarn in hanks once in a while, you might not want to invest in one. The other next choice to do it would be to have one of your family members put the yarn across their hands, hold it like this, like you see in the old movies, and they just sit here like this while you gently pull yarn and wind it into a ball. I have seen people use lamps as a makeshift yarn swift. There was one day when I picked up the mail on the way to taking my daughter to her karate class and literally draped the skein over the rearview mirror of my car and wound it into a ball that way. It's possible. It works. I don't know that I would recommend it as my favorite means to do it. There are a lot of things. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Kind of the gold standard for knitting is to use a ball winder along with your swift. I have one. I honestly have used it twice. I don't like it. Center pull skeins are kind of the standard. They're what you're supposed to do. I don't do it. What I do, and I'm just using some worsted weight to show you, is I just wind old-fashioned yarn balls. I start wrapping it around my fingers until I get kind of enough of a mass, and then just wind by hand. This probably takes more time than a ball winder. I'll wind several loops in one direction, then just kind of keep revolving it as I go. And like I said, if you are doing a lot of knitting from hanks, a ball winder and swift may be exactly what you want. If you have a friend who knits, I strongly suggest that you have have them show you how to do it, just not because you need to be taught how to do it, but because you can see how these tools work and if you even want them. For me, the Swift has been a pretty good investment. The ball winder, I think, was a waste of money. I'm not, and I don't have a high-end ball winder. So if I used more hanks of yarn, if I was more excited about center pull, balls of yarn, maybe I'm missing something. I seem to be doing fine with what I've got, but maybe at some point in the future I will figure out my ball winder and you'll see me make a video saying I changed my mind. But if you just have that one hank of yarn you bought from Hobby Lobby, you don't need extra equipment, but you do need to wind it into a ball before you start knitting with it. Thanks for watching. I'm Michelle. This is my Romantic Tangle. I've got a playlist of knitting up my Hobby Lobby clearance yarns for the past few years and what I've done with what I've got. I'll put that in the end card, and let me know, have you been knitting with your Hobby Lobby clearance yarn? Have you knit with this yet? How's it looking? How do you love it? I've got high hopes for this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.